we've been talking about listening to understand. We've been talking about listening on purpose. And we asked the question, and I want you to get, to be a question master isn't just asking questions, but it's asking the question and then caring enough to listen right on. Okay? So it's active listening. Now, if you want to be paid a lot more money when you're on a listing appointment, when you're with a buyer, and you ask them a question, you have great eyes. Give them your eyes. Because people know that you're listening to them when you look at them. If you're texting, if you're multitasking, if you get, it's like you're not listening to me. Okay, oh yeah, keep going on multitasking. No, you're not listening to me. So one of the most powerful things you can do non-verbally is to connect with people, lean in just a little bit, put a smile on your face, and give them your eyes. Okay? Makes a huge difference in your credibility and trust factor. All right, so on page 2, we're going some in the middle here because folks are still coming in, so nobody misses the blank. See where it says practice good listening skills? I want you to listen to understand. All right, I role-played with a number of people, and I asked questions. And then when they gave me the answer, did you hear that I didn't cut them off? I really listened to what they had to say. So you give people respect by listening to what they have to say. And here's something I found. If I listen to you, you tend to listen to me. So I ask you questions, I find out what's important to you, I listen powerfully to you, and then there's a little switch in your brain that goes off and says, well, she listened to me, he listened to me. All right, tell me about you, tell me about your company. Do you see that? But most people show up, hi, let me tell you about me, let me tell you about my company, let me tell you about... See, they're not ready to listen yet. So focus on them, and then they'll tell you. So tell me a little bit about you, tell me about what you do. Got that? Now they asked you to do that. Now it's not bragging, now it's not in their face, now it's not pressured, now they're really interested. What you've done is you've effectively raised the buying temperature. They want you now. Okay? So, what is their experience? Circle that one. Put a star by it. Put a dollar sign. I can't tell you, in 32 years in this real estate business on all different aspects, how many times I've worked with a buyer, written an offer up, call the listing agent and say, just out of curiosity, why are your folks selling? I don't know, they didn't tell me. They didn't tell you? Did you ask? No, I don't say that. But isn't that amazing? How could you be at somebody's home for a couple hours and never find out why they're moving? What are you afraid of? Okay, now how easy is it to find out? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm kind of curious what's going on that's causing you to make a move at this time. See how easy it was, everybody? So listen, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you mentioned that you want to take advantage of the low interest rates and get a good deal. If we found the perfect home for you in the next 2 weeks, what would you do? Okay, if you're not writing, you ought to write that one down. That is huge. That's worth $1,000 to you every couple of months. If we found the perfect home for you in the next couple of weeks, what would you do? And because today is like the middle of the month, I might say if we were able to find the perfect home by the end of the month, what would you do? You see that, everybody? If we found the perfect home in the next couple of weeks, what would you do? Now, why am I asking that question? Because I want to find out their time frame. I want to find out their motivation. Oh my gosh, you know what? Do you think it could happen that quickly? Well, with me working for you, the answer is yes. You see, with your permission, I want to ask you a couple of really good questions today. Really listen to what's important to you, take some notes, and then go to work to find you the home that's best for you and your family. May I have your permission not just to find you a good home that works for you and your family, but to find you a good home that works for your money? Yeah, we want that. I like this guy. He's working for me, he's working for my family, he's working for my money. This is good. You know what? We're going to enjoy working together. Did you see that? Did you see that? I just did a psychological contract. We're going to enjoy working together. How long did it take? 3 questions? A couple of seconds. All right, here's the good thing. Carl and John have this recorded. So that means you can come back in. You can watch this and you can take notes and you can add all the extra stuff.
It's pay-per-view.
Okay? There's a businessman! Very, very good. All right, so have they ever bought a home before? Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. You be the buyer. And now I say to you, have you ever bought a home before? Okay, let's think about it. What are your option questions? Yes or no? Do you think any buyer is going to say, I'm not sure? I mean, you're going to get a yes or a no. If they've never bought one before, what are they looking for in you? If they've bought one before, they're looking for something? Isn't that amazing? I'm telling you, this is like cool. Okay? Now, what I would suggest, John, is maybe what you do is get people in little groups, or you pick out a partner like we kind of did today, or somebody else, and then just say, let's role play some of this stuff. Let's get this down. Because I'm going to tell you what happens. I'm making it look easy. Do you think I maybe practiced before I came over? Yeah, for like 30 years. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So I took these classes and I learned this stuff, and my CPA will validate for you. In my first 10 years in the real estate career, I personally spent over $100,000 of my own money taking seminars and courses. And when I lost a listing, I would call the seller back and say, I'm just curious, I do this full time. I said, you went with another company, they're really good, because I'm totally committed to giving excellent results and taking really good care of people. Was it something I said? Was it something I offended you with inadvertently? Was it something else the other company offered that I didn't? Guess what I wanted to find out? Why did I lose the money? And then when I found that out, I went back in the office, hey, you guys ever have this happen to you? And if they couldn't tell me a good answer, guess what I did? I found who was teaching that seminar, and I paid to go. See, I paid. I flew across the country. I drove. I did these things. I paid for hotels. I paid for the programs. Because you know what? Then I learned. So next time this theme came up, it's like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Instead of, oh, I'm going to blow another one. So why would you want to take a seminar, leave thousands of dollars on the table, and not even get the lesson? You get what I'm saying, everybody? All right, so a lot of the stuff I'm sharing with you didn't happen because all their stuff they teach in seminars worked. I tried it all. I can tell you some of it is only there to sell CDs and programs and stuff. It doesn't really work when you're on the front porch. Okay? There's a famous instructor. He's taught a lot of people. He made people work really hard and sweat. And he teaches this thing called no problem. No problem. Okay? I listed a home where the husband and wife were moving to Boston. It was in Ann Arbor. It was a big home. It was a FSBO. I listed this home. Now, they didn't tell me this. When you buy a home in Boston, there's no contingent offers. So they had this home here, they had the interim financing for the bridge loan, and they closed on that one. So he had 3 monthly payments of like $7 grand a month. He didn't make $7 grand a month. So every single month that they were in this house, it was killing him. It was costing him an arm and a leg. You get what I'm saying? Do you think they told me that when I listed it? No. Because they had ego, because they had pride, because they were professors at the University of Michigan, and I was just a realtor. Okay, do you get that? And see, then after it didn't sell and we held it open, I obviously went back for a price adjustment. Got that, everybody? Now, let me ask you, when I adjusted the price, which way did it go?
Down.
How did you know that? I never said that.
Flying Tigers class.
Right on, John. Now check this out. You know what most people say? I think it's time for us to drop the price. I think we need to lower the price. As soon as you say that, what does sellers say? Oh, we don't think so. You haven't held it open enough. We haven't seen enough advertising. You get that? They become very defensive. So I never ask people to drop the price. I say, based on the activity, the results that we're getting, I think it's time that we get closer to market value. And Ron's saying, he did that to me. And we did. And what happened when we did? Your house sold. All right? So sometimes you test the market, but guess what? Don't fail the test. If you're not getting enough showings, the price is too high. Now, what's cool through your company here is you can track on the internet how many people are going to your websites, how many people are looking at your listings, okay? You can get that here through Vision, you can get that through RealComp, you can get that through so many different programs today. And so when you go to their home for the price adjustment, you say, here's how many people viewed your home on the internet. So in the last 30 days, we had 100 people on the internet. We had 4 people through the open house. We had 9 showings through other real estate companies, and yet we have no offer. As nice as your home is, with 100 people on the internet, 9 showings from realtors, and 4 people through my own personal open house, and not one person made an offer, what do you think, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is the problem? See how easy that was? So, should we get more competitive? Because here's what's going to happen. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. Right now, there's not a lot of homes up for sale. But what typically happens at this time of the year, everybody? Do people start thinking, well, it's not going to be long before the kids get out of school, maybe we should put our home up for sale, am I right? So if there's only a smaller number of homes up for sale now, and a smaller number of buyers looking for them, and then all of a sudden the next 30, 45 days a whole bunch more homes come on the market, do you have more competition to sell your home? So really, wouldn't it be in your best interest to make your adjustment now so the buyers that are out there see your home as the best deal instead of all the other choices that are going to come on in the next couple of months? Do you get what I'm saying, everybody? That's why you go and you talk. That's why you share with people. That's why you come from the heart. Here are the facts of record. Okay, I'm not pressuring you to adjust your home. I'm not pressuring you to drop the price. You're the boss, I work for you. Watch this. What do you feel would be in your best interest? Should we leave the price where it is, where people are rejecting it, or should we get it closer to market value so people get excited about buying it? What would you like me to do this evening? Was that a yes or yes, everybody? Okay, and did you hear any questions in that? Okay, so, have they ever bought a home before? May I ask, what do you feel is most important to you in your next home? Yeah, I want you to check this out, okay? Read that third line in the middle of page 2. May I ask, what do you feel is most important to you in your next home? You see that one? Watch this. May I ask, what do you feel is most important to you in your next home? Without looking. Did you hear that? Did it without looking? Now, you cannot have this almost down. I'm with the buyer. May I ask, heck, how did you say that? You see, it just doesn't work that well. You gotta be able to say this. And so, remember, I stayed up and I studied and I did this stuff, and lo and behold, my income went way up. Okay? And with interest rates at 18%, I was closing over 100 homes a year with no team, with me. Okay, do you get this, everybody? Don't let people tell you what you can't do, because they don't get to vote on your life. You get what I'm saying, everybody? Take the limitations off. You can have whatever you want in this life. You're willing to work hard, you're willing to go for it, you're willing to take yourself on. Okay, somebody in this room, or quite a few of you, will have some amazing years this year. Seriously, I can see it in your eyes. Okay? So, may I ask, what do you feel is most important to you in your next home? Okay, let me teach you how to practice that. May I ask, what do you feel is most important to you in your next home? Okay, now there's a couple things I just did. I looked at it, and I said it out loud. And that's how easy it is to learn this. You want to learn how not to learn it? Here's how you study it when you don't want to learn it. Okay, next. If you don't move your lips and words come out, guess what? You're not training your brain and your heart that this stuff is important. Okay? How did you learn your ABCs? Did your mom or dad or your teacher come up one day and say, here's the ABCs, learn them? Or did they practice with you? And you know what's funny today? I can say P. People are like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q! Q comes after P. Isn't that interesting? What comes after L? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. See, because we learned it that way, all right? So you got to think, I practiced, I learned, and it's mine. Okay? Your cell phone numbers. How many times do you say to somebody, what's your cell phone number? It's like, I don't know, I never call me. I got to see what it is on my phone. So you never practice it. But if I say, what's your best friend's cell phone number? Either you have that speed dial or you automatically know it. Am I right? You get what I'm saying? You practiced it. All right. So let's practice that one out loud. May I ask, and you can't get it wrong because you can like cheat. You can look. May I ask, what do you feel? You know, watch this. Let me ruin the technique. May I ask, what do you feel is most important in your next home? And it's like, excuse me, can you slow down the race car? If you're talking so fast, guess what you have? Sales breath. Guess what you come across as? Pushy and pressure. How come? Because you talk too fast. May I ask? Smile on my face. What do you feel is most important in your next home? Did you hear it, everybody? Now, if I say, may I ask, and then I pause, okay, what comes next people perceive as being more important? And I come with the feel, because people don't think and buy with their head. They might logically make a decision, but they make their buying decision emotionally. People buy with logic? No. They buy with emotion, and they justify with logic. So when I say, what do you feel is most important to you? Did you hear how I said the word feel?